one of the most powerful, and I would say beautiful things about the scriptures is all of the layers of meaning that are hidden there, just like little breadcrumbs for us to pay attention to. And again, there's this really simple phrase in the story of the Exodus that points out the dichotomy in the ways that we receive incredible grace, we stumble into unmitigated favor, and then we almost immediately try to re-narrate that to talk about how great, how courageous, how strong we are. If we pick up on these little hints, I think there's a lot that we can apply to ourselves and learn about the ways that we do the same thing all the time.
We also read that when given their freedom, when let go, God leads the Israelites the long way around toward what seems like a dead end at the Red Sea. Now, sure, that sets up the big climax. I get it, that's important. But that's not actually the reason given in the text for that path. Instead, we read that God was concerned that if they faced war, they might change their minds and they might head back to where they came from. So, first of all, hardships can stop us from getting to where we need to go. That's true, undoubtedly. We need some courage. That's not the only thing I notice here, though. Because we're also told that the Israelites went up out of Egypt ready for battle. And this whole section reads a little tongue-in-cheek to me, as if the people think they're ready for a battle, and God thinks, come on, guys, give me a break. And again, I think we're supposed to pay attention to this tension here, right? The whole point of the Exodus story is that the Israelites cannot possibly fight back against Egypt. They're a tiny little group. Egypt is this huge empire. They are, as we spoke about last week, meek, dispossessed of their freedom. No chance of fighting back, and yet here they are, graciously granted that by God, and at the same time, already ready to ascribe their victory to their own strength. It's like my kids. My daughter loves the swings. She'll spend hours on them if you let her, but this summer we made a big breakthrough. She has learned how to get a little thrust going now. So you give her some momentum and she can maintain it, push and pull and all that. If you've ever spent hours pushing just one more time, this is a big deal. Autopilot, baby. Except here's the thing. She's still too small to get herself up on the swing. And you still have to pull her back and get her going with a couple pushes to start. And don't get me wrong, it's a very big win in our house. But every time she turns to me and says, Daddy, look, I can do it all by myself. I'm kind of like, can you though? I mean, when you can get yourself to the park safely and onto the swing and through the ride and home again, then we can talk about all by yourself. Right now, all right. Well, here are the Israelites ready for battle. And I wonder how many times I have thanked God for goodness that I've stumbled into, only to immediately rewrite the story to narrate my own courage back to myself. Remember, the Egypt of the story isn't just the Egypt of history. It's the way that empires dominate our imagination. And I'm worried that if we immediately, upon seizing any sort of grace and freedom for ourselves, decide that we earned it through our own power, then perhaps what we've actually done is set ourselves up to become the next source of suffering for someone else in the world. Sometimes the story isn't you're stronger than you think. Sometimes the story is there's a different way for you to move through the world. And you don't need to compare yourself to what was. And that, again, has a certain poetry to it.